Welcome to a brand new episode of the Comic Hall. Now, probably wondering why I'm dressed the way I am and I'm upstairs in my house and not downstairs. Well, I just did my other show, Dylan Knows, our Christmas show, and I figured I haven't done an episode of Comic Hall in a couple weeks, so I figured I should hit that today too. So I figured I got everything all set up, so may as well just go ahead and do it and keep the same stuff I'm going on right now. However, I do have 2 weeks worth of Comic Hall stuff. Not so much last week's stuff because last week was the fifth week. Now the fifth week of comics are usually annuals or trades, or they dump some of the books that are running late that they dump them on there. So there's not a lot of that, but there's a good amount of stuff came out this week that I liked, including cat cosplay covers. So we're going to cover all that today. And if I have time at the end of the show, I might do my 2 cents worth on the Spider-Man trailer, which they showed for the new Spider-Man movie coming out in July, which was freaking awesome. So we'll do that. But for now, we're going to do the comic call. Since I've done a couple 2 weeks episodes, as I did, I'll do it like I did last time. I'll do this week's stuff first, and I'll do last week's stuff second. Okay. So the stuff I'm getting ready to show you now is stuff that came out on this past Wednesday, and you can probably still pick up this weekend if you haven't gotten your local comics yet, your local comic store. So without further ado, this is this week's The Comic Hall. Again, still a little too many books that I'm buying, but you know what? Oh well. We start off with DC. DC Rebirth is continuing going strong. My favorite book of DC Rebirth is still Superman. The newest issue of Superman came out this week, Superman number 12. This is the variant cover. Superman teams up with Frankenstein and Mrs. Frankenstein, or the Bride, I should say. Written by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason with art by Doug Mahnke. And it's just basically Superman taking on Frankenstein for the most part. So all kinds of crazy stuff. And again, this series has been amazing. Have enjoyed it immensely. And so I can't wait to read this issue. Haven't read it yet, obviously, since I just basically picked it up today. Also, one of the Trinity that I've been liking is Batman number 12 is also out this week, continuing the I Am Suicide storyline. This is the variant cover. Maybe I need a better lighting, by Tim Sale. It's written by Tim King with art by Mikel Janin, inks by Mikel Janin and Hugo Petrus. Mikel Janin's a fantastic artist, and I like his style, and I wish he'd draw more Batman. He did a phenomenal job with Justice League Dark. And so this is a uniquely designed issue. I think they said there's no grids. Yeah, they're really any typical grid. So you got all kinds of crazy stuff. So Batman doing all kinds of crazy stuff, continuing his adventures with his Suicide Squad. So Batman number 12 is fantastic. Green Lanterns number 12 is another good one. Continuing the Phantom Lantern storyline. Let's see if we can get the picture of the cover on that one. It's written by Sam Humphries with art by Mark Pancia. Eduardo Pansica and Julia Ferreira inks. Another good series, been going good. This storyline is about a ring that doesn't choose you. Whoever the first person it finds, it gives the power to, and I think they have the power to control all the lantern colors. So he can be a red lantern or yellow lantern or green lantern or blue lantern or all that stuff. So so another good series, doing really well, that I'm enjoying immensely. Now these are all stuff that came out this week, so this is all brand new stuff. I haven't read it yet, obviously, but the story's doing really well. And Wonder Woman's been doing very well also, with Greg Rucka writing it. I was going to drop Nightwing, but I saw the cover, and he's back in Bloodhaven. I liked him in Bloodhaven. This is the new storyline. So it's written by Tim Seeley. That's right. And art by Marcus Toe. But it was just fun, you know. He's moving back to Bloodhaven. Bloodhaven was always an interesting place for Nightwing where he could set up on his own. It was like a sister city of Gotham, and so he was able to have his own life away from Batman. But if he needed to cross over with Batman, or Batman needed his help or whatever, he would be able to find him real quick. So I'm looking through some of the stuff. It looks really, really good, and so hopefully the storyline will be just as good. I love this Frank Cho cover, the variant cover for Harley Quinn #9. I love this Frank Cho cover, so I had to get it. It's the Wizard of Oz, Harley and Oz. So just throwing the yellow brick, and there's all the Oz people. It'll make sense inside. Written by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, with art by Brendan Peterson. Michael Kaluta does the dream sequence, and Brendan Peterson does the regular artwork. Now, I haven't seen Brendan Peterson do anything in a while. He still looks like he's got his chops. So Harley's just one of those interesting books you just gotta take a look at and get into, because Amanda and Jimmy are great writers. And Amanda's they're both good artists also. Jimmy's a great inker, and Amanda's a great artist. So I wish we could see more of their stuff, but I'm trying to see if there's some Kaluta stuff. There's some Mike Kaluta artwork. So Harley #9, still pretty good, and I love this Frank Cho Wizard of Oz cover. It's fantastic. Next up is Justice League #10, written by Brian Hitch, continuing the Outbreak storyline. Art by Neil Edwards, and Daniel Henrios is the inker. And it's okay. Justice League started off strong, but it's slowly starting to not get annoying, but just be a little bit different than what I was expecting. So we'll see. Interesting stuff still, so check it out. That's it for the Rebirth stuff. All that stuff, as I say, came out this week. There are other comics that are not connected to Rebirth that are still coming out via DC. One of which is Death of Hawkman #3 miniseries. I love Adam Strange. I've mentioned this before, and that's him right there. I have script ideas for a 7-movie extravaganza starring Adam Strange. I love the character, and to add Hawkman to it is a lot of fun. It's Mark Andreyko, and Draco is the writer. Aaron Lopresti and John Livesey did most of the art, and then Rodney Buscemi also did some art as well. So it's Hawkman and Adam Strange teaming up in a sci-fi thing, taking on Despero and other fun stuff. And it is called The Death of Hawkman, so we'll see if indeed he does die by the end of it. So Death of Hawkman #3. I love Steve Orlando's writing, and Midnighter and Apollo is a great series. This is also a fantastic cover. Apollo has been taken into hell and being held captive by Neron, and Midnighter has to go and save him. Written by Steve Orlando with art by Fernando Blanco. So this is another mini-series, and I think Steve Orlando mentioned that he'd love to do a Christmas story of Midnighter and Apollo, and maybe he'll be able to do it eventually, but who knows, with the fact that they're going to be rebooting the universe that they came from. It's highly violent, and it's got some mature situations, but it's a good book in general. So Midnighter and Apollo. Let me make these a little bit neater. From Young Animal, Shay the Changing Girl #3. I like the cover. I might not be reading the book much longer, but it's written by Cecil Castellucci, illustrated by Marley Zarcone. But it's, if you like weird, wild stuff, crazy, bizarre scenarios and situations and strange characters, and kind of an indie feel in your local comic books, check out any of the Young Animal books. Doom Patrol, this. So so Shade of Change Girl #3. I mean, it's probably really good, but it's one of the weird stuff sometimes loses me a little bit, and I lose the entertainment of it. Gotta hydrate after drinking at my Christmas party. That you can watch online eventually. It's going to be uploaded very soon. I Love Dead Man also. This is his miniseries. It's a prestige format miniseries, so it's more expensive, but it's Dead Man, and I got to get it. It's Dead Man, Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love, #2. I think it's a 3-part storyline. It's written by Sarah Vaughn with art by Lan Medina, with a little help from Phil Hester. Dead Man's just such a great character, and prestige format books used to be all the rage, and it hasn't happened lately, but maybe they're starting to try to bring it back a little bit because they know they can get more money out of it. It's basically 48 pages long, and so you can fit a lot of story and stuff in there as well. So I like Dead Man. I like the character of Dead Man, and the story looks creepy enough, and some nice artworks by Lan Medina, and Sarah Vaughn wrote it. So good. That's it for this week's DC. Next up is this week's Marvel. This was a total impulse buy. I really wasn't going to buy it, but then I was like, it looks good. It's got a great pedigree. The creative team behind the very successful Darth Vader, which I need to get caught up on because it was excellent, has created a character called Dr. Aphra and made her her own character. She's basically like an Indiana Jones type of thing. And I think that's the main reason why I bought it, because she's an archaeologist who examines all these, futuristic, or alternate, type of universe, stuff like that, and digs and stuff like that. And so let me see if I can find. Yeah, here it is. Written by Kieran Gillen with art by Kev Walker. I thought there was some Sal LaRocca in here too. But I guess not, because his name does appear on here. LaRocca, Bella Delgado. Is this still continuing? Yeah, this is still Dr. Aphra. Okay, so basically, I mean, it is like, okay, Salvador LaRocca does a secondary story. There's 2 stories in here then about Dr. Aphra. So it's a thicker series, but it's like Indiana Jones in the Star Wars world, but instead of it being a male, it's a female. So I just realized you didn't see me when I said that. So, but you could hear me because I had the microphone. Next up, again, these are ones that came out this week. Clone Conspiracy #3. I got the Mark Bagley variant cover because I like Mark Bagley's artwork. I love Spider-Man. Dan Slott's doing a good job writing him. Jim Chung and John Dell are doing a fantastic job with the artwork in this storyline, bringing back a lot of the characters. And just Jim Chung's artwork is fantastic that have been dead, and making them clones and stuff like that. And you get a guest appearance by Spider-Gwen. So you gotta love that, and it's Spider-Man, and I've always been a huge Spider-Man fan. The trailer for his new movie came out yesterday. Yeah, it was this morning. It came out today, and Spider-Man was the first comic I ever collected. So he's got a special place in my heart. Even though I haven't been reading the regular series, I had to get the Clone Conspiracy because of Jim Chung's artwork and also Dan Slott's big storyline on that. So we'll see with that. Again, a lot of these I'm probably going to start giving up. This is one I'm probably giving up, but the premise is still interesting. It's Champions #3. It's basically Marvel's young heroes. That's Amadeus Cho Hulk, the Vision's daughter, young Nova, young Cyclops, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Miss Marvel teamed up to be a team called the Champions, written by Mark Waid, so you got to love that. Art by Humberto Ramos and inks by Victoria Olazaba. I like Humberto Ramos's artwork. A lot of people don't, but I do. So it's fun to see a young team together, though I don't know how much longer Cyclops is going to be on the team because he's going to be joining a new X-Men team. I also don't know how much longer the Hulk will be there. Amadeus Cho Hulk is going to be there because I think Jennifer Walters is going to be showing up as the new Hulk. And he's going to maybe disappear on us. But it's still, I like the artwork by Humberto Ramos, and a lot of people don't, but I do. And it's Mark Waid, and it's the Champions and the Young Pids. So I might hang around a little bit, but There's that one. Moon Knight #9, another good series. Been going on with it. Jeff Lemire's been doing a really good job. This continues the storyline where he's exploring all the different personalities that Moon Knight has, and the artwork is by different people. Greg Smallwood, Wilfredo Torres, Francesco Francavaglia, and James Stocco all did artwork in the series as all the Moon Knights are interacting with each other and trying to figure out what's going on. So Jeff Lemire's writing a really good psychological thriller with Moon Knight, and artwork is gorgeous by all those artists. So you gotta love it. Let's see if I can get some all different styles of artwork there. So Moon Knight, definitely should check it out. I mean, as I said, it's on #9. So if you want to get caught up on it, maybe check out some of the trades when they start coming out. I don't know if they're out yet or they'll be out soon. That's it for Marvel for this week. Now's the time you've all been waiting for. The cat cosplay covers. Now, you probably haven't been waiting for it, but you know what? I have been, and it heads up my independent comic books that I'll be discussing for this week. First, a little background. I don't really read a lot of Valiant books. They've always been interesting to me, but I've never been able to get into them or buy them. I mean, they have a lot of interesting characters. I read Faith, and I've read some of the other ones, and I've read them when they first came out years ago. But now they're coming back, and they're doing really well. So they decide they're going to be doing variant covers as well. So they do like 3 or 4 different covers. The big thing to do now, it's not, the funny thing about that is they're not really that different anymore, because variants are no longer like exciting to have because there's a lot of them. But when they announced that they were going to do cat cosplay variant covers for Valiant's entire line for December, I was like, yeah, even though I don't read them, I'm going to be getting them for the covers just because I love cats. I got one. You can't probably see her. Ugh, let me fall over here. No, you can't see her. She's sitting on the chair back there. So I love cats, and I just like the idea of having cats in costumes cosplay. So I picked up the first 3 cat cosplay books that came out this week, one of which I read anyway, so it was not a waste of money. But this is, I think, my favorite of the 3. That's why I started off with it. It's a Ninjak #22. Yeah, it's a cat. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I think it's awesome. But then you looked inside the book, and they're actually doing a silent prelude issue, much like how Larry Hama did it in G.I. Joe a long time ago. There are no words, just I think it's Clayton Henry's artwork. So, did I just miss something? Yeah, all the cat cosplay variants are listed right here. So, yeah, it's just all. It's a silent prelude, so that's pretty good. So I'll have to check that out. Let me just check out and see if I can get the creative team down. Where are you? Oh, Matt Kint is writer. Kafu is the artist. So it's, as I said, in this case, it's very minimal words and just it's pretty gorgeous artwork. And of course, cat cosplay variant. It's a cat in a ninja costume. Awesome. Another one is The Adventures of Archer and Armstrong. I like this because there's 2 kitties dressed in silly costumes. And Archer and Armstrong was one of my favorite books back when it was the old Valiant. It's written by Rafer Roberts, penciler Mike Norton. And it's about Britannia does have one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 cat cosplay variants. And I have 3 right now. Archer and Armstrong are immortals who've survived long enough to go through and experience stuff. One is a drunkard type of guy, and the other is a Zen Buddhist monk type of ninja fighter. So pretty cool. But as I said, probably not going to read this issue, but I bought it because of the cat cosplay. I know it sounds stupid, and I think it's cool. The Last Cat Cosplay book is a book I actually do read from Valiant, which is Faith. This is Faith number 6. It's a cat, the yellow wig, blonde wig. Where are you, creative team? Usually right there. But it's an interesting book. It's a plus size female hero. Where are you, creative team? Oh, Jody Hauser, Megan Hetrick, and Marguerite Sauvage. So I'm sorry I didn't see those on the cover there. So there you go. It's just fun and games, man. Fun and games. Cat cosplay variants. Cat cosplay variants. Faith number 6. And that's it for the cat cosplay variants. Now the rest of the independents for this week, we have, again, another impulse buy. Archie Comics has been doing a phenomenal job with their reboot, their remakes, whatever you want to. I had to pick up the first issue of this because it looked interesting. It's Reggie and me. Reggie's not one of my particular favorite characters, but I had to pick it up. It was number 1. It looked good. It's written by Tom DeFalco, who is a old school, been around since the 80s, with art by Sandy Jarrell. And he's not the greatest. Reggie's not he's basically the bad guy in the Archie world, but he thinks of himself as a good guy. He's obsessed with this one woman, but she loves someone else. And then he causes all kinds of trouble for everybody else. So, but it's Reggie, and it might be a different take on the bratty bully type of supervillain of the Archie world. He's not really a supervillain, just a regular villain. But Reggie and Me, number 1, came out this week, and just I love the cover. Should be an interesting book, I guess, because they've been doing a good job. And we got another Archie this week. It's Josie and the Pussycats number 3. Yes, very nice, very nice. And it's written by Marguerite Bennett, who I love, and Cameron Diordio, with art by Audrey Mook. And we get introduced to Alexandra now, who hasn't appeared until today. I don't think. I got to go back and read the other books. But she's a big part of the Josie and the Pussycats band, and they're awesome girls. And it's written by Marguerite Bennett, who is fantastic, and some nice looking artwork. So gotta love it. That's Josie and the Pussycats number 3 came out this week too, with Reggie and Me. And I think the Archie Trade Volume 2 came out this week too. So if you want to get caught up on just regular Archie, go ahead and pick that up as well. Jughead has a book out which he teams up with Sabrina. And there's going to be a couple other ones coming out soon. And then Archie also does the spin-offs, or the alternate realities, the Afterlife with Archie, which is Archie and the Zombie Apocalypse, Sabrina, which is a pure straight up horror one, and some other ones as well. So Image, I wasn't going to buy this one until I discovered that the creative team behind it was a creative team of Batgirl after Gail Simone left and before the Rebirth saga. It's Motor Crush, and it's number 1. We'll see if I get another one, but it's Brendan Fletcher, Cameron Stewart, and Babs Tarr. I like Cameron Stewart's artwork, and they all did a pretty good job with Batgirl. So now we have a creator-owned story about a sport where you drive around on a motorcycle and you brain people with baseball bats and mallets and stuff like that. And it's it's like the Running Man, but motorcycles and stuff. So you got a female antagonist, gory situation. It's Image, independent stuff, World Grand Prix, that type of thing. So we'll see. I mean, it's got the good creative team behind it. So we'll follow up. As I said, I probably wasn't going to pick it up, but I figured it's a creative team. I check it out, see if I like it. The last book this week that I got is Predator versus Judge Dredd versus Aliens, which is just 3 awesome groups. Number 3, script by John Layman, art by Chris Mooneyham. And it's basically it's Judge Dredd versus Aliens versus Predator. How much more do you need to get from that? It's 3 of the best type of sci-fi characters. fighting each other. So, gotta love that. All right, that's it for all the books that came out this week. So all this stuff came out this week would be in your the new this week's section of your comic store. If you like any of those, pick them up. Cat cosplay. You might get lucky to get them. Cat cosplay. Ninja kitty. Twins kitty. And female kitty. And then we got 7 more to go the rest of the month. So yippee. Be seeing more of those in the comic hall. So that's it for the stuff this week. Now, as I said, last week was the 5th week, so there wasn't a lot of stuff that came out. So I just bought a couple things. Nothing really exciting, to be honest, but still good stuff. First up is Batman Annual #1. This one has like 5 different Christmas stories by 5 creative teams. Tom King, David Finch, who are the usual creative team behind Batman bring Ace the Bat Hound back to Batman continuity. After that, we have, who else do we have? Declan Shalvey did a story with, where are you? Where are the creative teams? They're after it, I think. Yeah, Declan, Scott Snyder and Ray Fawkes did the script. Declan Shalvey did the pencils and inks. Next up is Paul Dini and Neil Adams doing a Harley Quinn story. After that, we've got Steve Orlando doing a story with Riley Rossmo. Then we have Scott Bryan Wilson and Bilquis Evely doing a Batman story, all based around Christmas time. I'll show you a little bit of each artwork on that. So here is the Ace the Bat Hound, David Finch and Tom King, the regular creative team on Batman. Usual. I mean, as I said, I like Mikel Janin, who's doing the I Am Suicide story now. This is Scott Snyder, Ray Fawkes, and Declan Shalvey's Christmas one with Batman. Neil Adams and Paul Dini. Paul Dini writing Harley Quinn again, who he created. Neil Adams artwork. So that's an interesting reason to pick this up for. And it's Christmas related. And then finally, Steve Orlando creating some new characters for storylines he's probably going to be detailing in Justice League of America, since Batman is in that story as well. And then there's the Insecurity Diversion, which is kind of a weird little story, but it takes place at Christmas and in Gotham. So that's Batman Annual #1. Not to be outdone, we have Superman Annual #1. Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, who do the regular Superman comic, wrote this, and Jorge Jimenez did the artwork. It guest stars Swamp Thing, and it's if you like the Superman comic, you'll like the annual, because the writers are writing this as well. So pick that up as well. Jorge Jimenez's artwork is good, and you can see Superman take on Swamp Thing. So what else can you? Can't hate anything on that one. Since it was the 5th week, I was able to spend a little bit more money than I normally would have. But this is the new talent showcase, which is something new that DC is doing, where they're trying to find new talent, and so they get them to do their first 5-page story. So there's a bunch of these stories in here using all kinds of different characters. Hellblazer, The Road to Hell, and All That by Smith and Ohm, Adam Smith and Saya Ohm. Wonder Woman, Blood and Glory, page 11. I'll just read the last names on those. Ayala, Randolph, and Rock. White Lantern, Dead Beacons by Morrissey, Baganda, and Fajardo Jr. Hawkgirl, Weapons of War, Schultz and Liu. Dead Man Killing Time, Sabella, Messina, Dinicio. Wonder Girl, Digging Up Demons by Khan, Lupacino, McCarthy, and Mori. Catwoman, Wonder Woman, The Amazonian Job, BB, Jung, Mulville. Superman, The Man in Black, McMillian, and Ferreira, and Harley Quinn, Good Morning Gotham by Joelle Jones, Lotfi, and Pantazzi. So as I said, Road to Hell is Adam Smith and Saya Ohm. As again, new talent showcase where, they do like a 5 to 10 page story. They're given a character and they write a story, and they'll print it to see if they can do on here. Wonder Woman's Vita Ayala and Kari Randolph is the Wonder Woman story. Make an appearance by Flash. So you're getting a good idea, and you might see some of these people again. White Lantern is Michael Morrissey and Barnaby Bagenda. So you get some Kyle Rainier action, and Star Sapphire. Hawk Girl, written by Erica Schultz, Sonny Liu. Just look at some of that. So I'm not going to go through all names. It'll just make this. I'll show you all the different. So there's the new talent showcase. Pick it up. You'll be able to see, and you might be seeing these people eventually on other comics, and doing their own thing as well. So put them away. So new talent showcase. These are stuff that came out last week, so you might still be able to find it if you're interested in seeing what new talent is out there. Be perfect for you. For Marvel, all right, 3 books from Marvel. Great Lakes Avengers #2. Dan Slott, I think, was the original creator of this. Now they've got Zach Gorman, Will Robson doing the story and art, and just a bunch of misfits who are Avengers in the Michigan area, and their stories. I mean, everyone likes Squirrel Girl, so you get a few more characters like Squirrel Girl, put them together, and you get Great Lakes Avengers. Black Widow by Mark Waid, Chris Samney is always really, really good. Gorgeous artwork. Great story by Mark Waid, of course. He and Samney had a run on Daredevil, which was spectacular. So they're continuing it with Black Widow. Finally, Amadeus Cho, the totally awesome Hulk. #12 is the only Civil War II crossover I have where he takes on Black Panther. It's written by Greg Pak. Art by Mahmoud Asrar. So, if you like the Hulk, you like Amadeus Cho, you get a little bit of everything in that, and it's a Civil War crossover. Tail end now, and then I'll be able to go to sleep because I'm tired. The last 2 are Independence, and then I got a trade I want to show you. I did Aliens vs. Predator vs. Judge Dredd. Well, we've got Tarzan on the Planet of the Apes, written by Tim Seeley, art by David Walker, Fernando Dagnino. Or rather, Tim Seeley and Dave Walker did the story, and Fernando Dagnino did the artwork. So, I mean, it's self-explanatory. Tarzan on the Planet of the Apes. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory is what it is. You throw 2 of these people together, and you get what you get. Finally, Cryptocracy, number 6, another good book, written by Van Jensen with art by Pete Woods. Secret Society controls everything, and they're getting attacked now by someone who's trying to break up this secret society and take back the world. So it's a crazy Van Jensen style story, and Pete Woods is pretty good artist to have on it. So Cryptocracy. Finally, one of the best series out there, which I didn't read when it first came out, but I've been hearing good things about. So I bought the first trade a while back, and I got the second trade, came out last week. Get them for Christmas. It's Vision Volume 2. Life little better than a beast. The 2 trades that make up the Tom King Vision storyline. Here's the cover of the first one. Is amazing. Tom King's the writer. Michael Walsh did the art for #7, and Gabriel Hernandez Walta did the art for 8 to 12. So, I mean, it's got the covers, and it's got a deep, intense storyline about death and family, and it's emotionally jarring, and it's getting a lot of good press, and it's a good story, and you need to check it out. So ask for it for Christmas, or buy it yourself, whatever. There's 2 trades out. That's all you need. That's all it is. There's only 2 trades. I don't have a big compendium yet. They might eventually, but I highly recommend it. Tom King's doing a great job with Batman right now. And so his last work for Marvel before he came officially on as DC's Batman writer was Vision, and it's doing good. Now he also did a Mega Man, which I want to pick up also. I need to pick up those trades because that made it to the New York Times bestseller list. So he's trying to do that. Real quick, as a Spider-Man fan, I saw the trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming. It comes out July 7th, and I cannot wait for the movie to come out. They nailed the character perfectly. Tom Holland continues what he did in Civil War, doing a good job. You get to see a little bit of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man. You only get one little brief shot of Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, but she's still hot. And you get to meet Zendaya for the first time, and Peter's best friend, who I don't remember what his name was. And you get to see the Vulture in full costume, and then you also get to see Michael Keaton, who plays the Vulture, do Michael Keaton stuff. And you also, I think, get to see the Shocker also, who's played by Donald Glover, I think. So it's a great trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, it just came out today. Actually, it was on Jimmy Kimmel, I think, last night, and it was released all over the internet today. I retweeted a number of times on my @Holidil and also on my Facebook page, so you can check it out and watch it. There's two versions. There's the regular version, the international version. The international trailer has a little bit more scenes from the movie in it as well. So you get the comedy in it. You get the feel for what the story is going to be about, and it perfectly fits the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to see it. And I can't wait to see more of it. And the best line of the night about it comes from, I think, Franco, the writer-artist of Super Friends that I showed last week or a couple weeks ago, and Tiny Titans and stuff like that. The all yeah guys. He said, "Why is Batman mad at Spider-Man?" Because they have a good shot of Michael Keaton threatening Spider-Man. So looks really, really good. I highly recommend checking it out, and can't wait for it. I'm fading fast. I can already feel it. So I'm going to leave now. Thanks for watching. I will hopefully see you next week at a regular time on Wednesday, though it might be Friday again, with new books that come up next week. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.